Talk for long enough. So, Candy, what have you been up to this week?
Well, not that much, but what I did watch was, I told you like this, Biggie, Pamela, A Love Story. And this is a kind of documentary, in her own words, about Pamela Anderson. And it's basically a response to, do you remember last year Pam and Tommy came out on Disney Plus? And she
was watched that, didn't he?
I did too, and I really enjoyed it, and I'll get into that in a minute. But Pamela Anderson was famously unhappy about this series coming out because it basically revolved around the sex tape that was released. And now I think that actually that series handled it quite well, and it was quite kind towards Pamela Anderson in that they did present it like, Tommy Lee was a rock star. When this sex tape was released, it just shot his career. It made him look like, an absolute player kind of thing. For him, it was no skin off his nose, but actually for a woman, it did ruin her career. And so for her, it was kind of like reliving this time in her life. So back when the video was released, it was super hurtful. And then 25 years later, whatever it was, this TV show came out about it as well. And for her, it was like reliving it all again. So Pamela, A Love Story is her just talking about the experiences. And a lot of it is very much, it does correlate with the TV show, but it goes... The first thing you see, so the first shot of her is they're filming her from behind. You can just see her head. She's going about her daily life kind of thing. And then they pan round and she's got no makeup on. And she's still like stunningly beautiful and everything. But it's kind of a shock to see her when you're so used to seeing her with, done up into the kind of 90s style and everything. And it's actually
what did she do? What did she do after that tape came out? Because you're right, I don't remember her really doing anything.
So she did. I can't remember so she had a movie out called Barbed Wire, and I'm not sure if that was before or after the sex tape. I think it was after, and it ended up bombing. To no one's real surprise, I don't think, but at the time they did think it was going to do quite well. I think probably it must have been after the sex tape because Pam and Tommy were all over the news. But it's a really nice documentary. Actually, it's nothing. If you know about Motley Crue and you know about the history of Pamela Anderson, it doesn't have any like hot takes. There's no kind of new revelations or anything, but it is literally just in her own words from her perspective, how interviewers used to so at one point she sort of says, I used to say my tits had the career, I was just along for the ride kind of thing. And it goes back through some of the interviews, and every single interviewer asked her about her tits. It's just... But the trouble is she goes along with it because I think that she thinks that's how she has to present herself. She has to go along with it. And she was saying, actually, I did feel like the butt of jokes at all times. And I did have other things to say. And I did have messages and I did have charities I wanted to work for. But everyone was like constantly focusing on that. And she's like, in the end, you just get beaten down by it. So, yeah.
It's odd though, because you got things like Baywatch, haven't you, where they're running on the beach and it's slowed down while they're running, particularly with the red suits on, It's just kind of, it was a thing of its time. And yeah, it was.
I think even in its time, it was still a bit creepy.
Is it?
But, it talks about her court case as well when they tried to get this. Even her sons say that they wish that she had taken some money because I think it wasn't Playboy, I think it was Hustler. Had actually called her called her and Tommy to buy the rights to the sex tape. And she said, no, I don't want to sell it. I just want the tape back. It's a personal thing. And it didn't, all these celebrity sex tapes that accidentally get leaked when obviously they use it to further their career. But she didn't. You can tell that she was deeply hurt by it and it did ruin her career. And it was a holiday tape. And, it was a really personal moment. And you can say what you want about their whirlwind romance and everything. But actually, you can tell that they were in love and doing things that people in love do, and they were young people and they were just having fun, but it was just devastating to them. And they even I think, what interviewer was it? Maybe I can't remember, but anyway, they were sort of joking about this sex tape, and she's like, well, why are you laughing? This was devastating to us. But then she just kind of laughs it off again, just because what else can she do? But it's a sweet little documentary, and I think she comes over really well. So she's actually living back in Canada now with her parents. She moved back, I think, before around the time of Corona to look after her parents, and she's just stayed there. And she's just got a really nice little life, and ultimately she's tried to make it work with other partners and stuff, but she said she just can't get over not being able to make it work with the father of her children. So Tommy, she's like, I can never get back with Tommy, but I can never get over the fact that we couldn't make it work either. So she comes over really nice. She comes over really humble and really quite charming and warm, and just with a funny little naughty side. I really warmed to her watching it, but it was cute. Nice little documentary.
At least she finally gets to talk about it in her own words as opposed to having other people talk about it on her behalf.
That's what I mean. I think it's like, regardless of whether she has anything new to say or anything, it was her choice to speak out about it, which is what it should have been in the first place.
Yeah, because she didn't sign off on Pam and Tommy, did she?
She wasn't even told about it. Neither was Tommy Lee. They didn't even know about it until it was coming out. So I think it says also, there's a clip of Tommy being interviewed about it. He's like, yeah, right on, release it kind of thing. I can't wait to see it. And then again, she was super upset by it. She's like, it's reliving the past. It's going back to a time I don't want to remember. And Tommy had texted her and just saying, don't let it upset you as much as the first time round. So yeah, sad for her, but at least she has managed to talk about it herself now.